Understanding and removing the stigmas associated with mental illness are key for helping our friends, families, and neighbors better achieve mental health. The following interviews with students from the College of the North Atlantic in Stephenville are to better promote dialogue within the community.
To me, the term mental health means your psychological well-being, and just like your physical well-being, you can get sick, and it's not as readily apparent, so you have to make sure to take care of it.
The wellness of your brain, I guess. That's in a nutshell.
Mental health to me means, I guess, just the health of your mind, like how well you are with thinking and how you feel mentally rather than physically.
Well, obviously, we know an illness is a disease like the flu or something as common as the flu or the cold. Mental illness, I think of as a disease of the mind.
Mental illness means to me that there's just something not quite right with what's going on inside your head. Not necessarily like you're messed up in a way, but there's just something not quite right.
I believe that it is a serious issue and getting more serious. It seems more and more people are getting depression, and that bipolar is becoming something that just most people have it, or same for ADD or ADHD. It seems like it's becoming a more widespread issue.
It can be, because on one hand, in the beginning, it might not be that bad at all, but it can become worse. So, yes, I do believe that it is a serious issue.
Yeah, I think it's pretty serious because it seems like more and more people now are like finding out that they have mental illnesses, but like as in like prior years, like in the past, like people didn't know about them and they just be like, oh no, I don't have that, or they would never think that they should go look for help for it. So I think it is a big issue because people seem to be like coming more and being like, oh, I do have that, or this may be what I have.
Stress, well, a lot of stuff contributes to mental illness. Stress, life situations. Some of it can be hereditary, but for the most part, it's just a combination of several things that can build up, and eventually, one day you'll just wake up and not know what you want to do with your life and have no desire to keep going forward.
Life situations, life can be hard, but that's pretty much it. Like, people go through rough times and it just plays on their mind for a nice while.
I mean, some things that contribute to mental illness, genetics definitely. It's not always something that can be, fixed or changed. Sometimes it's just passed down the line. Stress can change a lot. Past experiences like trauma, bullying even can change a lot.
I'd say about 5 to 10%, and it's constantly going up.
I think it's mainly to do with how society and social media and the media portray mental health as this very horrible thing, but in reality, 1 in 3 people has a mental illness. So.
The stigma associated with mental illness, I know personally it's kept one of my old girlfriends from getting help because she was so afraid that she'd get fired from a job or that people would stop talking to her because they'd catch it.
I honestly think it's a sad thing because on one hand, like I said, I think the best thing is to talk to people and get help. But on the other hand, some people may feel ashamed and embarrassed to talk about it. So honestly, I do think it's a very sad thing to just not talk about it.
The stigma about mental illness, I guess a lot of people see it as a weakness. They feel uncomfortable. They don't want people to see them as weird or freaks or have people look down on them or pity them, really. So I guess some people keep it inside and some people don't even know that it's actually a problem and it's not just, something going on.
Resources that exist within this area are there's a guidance counselor within the school, and from what I've heard, she'll refer you to the hospital here in Stephenville has some resources set up to deal with depression or like just general mental illness.
If I were depressed, I'd probably speak to family first. I'm close with my grandmother, so I'd probably go to her above everybody else.
From personal experience, a guidance counselor or my friends.
I think being taught in school at an early age would be a big benefit. And also, as much as we can't control the media, more media and social media outbreaks showing that, mental health is not the end-all be-all of everything.
Understand it better. Understand, why people are the way they are. Understand why they're feeling that way.
To reduce the stigma, I would say just make people more aware, give them more resources, more information, tell them it's not just them being crazy, it's a real thing, it's not something they can easily change, and it's not something wrong with them, it's just something that happened. To keep myself mentally healthy, taking breaks from things I'm doing, like work or, just work-related activities. I find playing with animals helps a lot because they don't really care how you are, who you are, so it's refreshing.
Surround myself with positive people, think positively, and meditation is definitely key. Meditating is the best way of curing depression, and drawing and skateboarding. Just activities that keep you on the ball, keep you mentally aware of things that keep your brain moving and keep your body moving.
I try to interact with people that create a nice environment, that don't foster an environment where mental health can become an issue, that don't do stuff that can trigger depression attacks or panic attacks or anything along those lines.
Be positive and that it's not their fault and that they can beat it.
The big thing is people have to be more educated on what mental health actually means, and that it's not this big thing that ruins people's lives. It's just something that people have to deal with, the same as diabetes or any other physical illness.
It's just about educating people, making sure that they realize that it's normal, it's no different than, say, the flu or any other illness.
I've had some rough times in life, and all I gotta say is find what makes you happy. You'll find it eventually, but it's a tough ride.
I've been dealing with depression most of my teenage life, and just the more I know about myself, the more I find people who feel the same way but don't seek the help like I have. And I just wish people would look into getting help more, because it definitely helped me. And I know how awful it is to feel the way I felt, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy.
20% of Canadians will at some point or another in their life experience some form of mental illness. The thing is, mental illness does not discriminate. You can experience mental illness if you are young, if you are old, if you are wealthy, or if you are poor. This has been a production by the Journalism and Film and Video program.